All right, here we are again. A new week, same challenge. So today is Monday, the 15th. Yeah, Monday the 15th. Happy Martin Luther King Day, everyone. I hope his family and offspring are doing okay. And it seems like we're still locked in a heated battle with race. So, moving on. Now, an update. You remember that I said in one of the previous segments, I forget which one it was, 12B or 12B I think it was, maybe 12A. Right here, this 50 pico cap that went from 11C to 1C. And let's see if I can keep my fingers out of the way and everything. There it is, right down in there. I had to put that one in. Well, I'm not sure if I had to. Remember what I said, that it didn't go to nowhere. There was only one wire that connected to there. And ran off to Timbuktu over here and went out and was curled up in a paddle. I went to, that thing was haunting me a little bit, and as I was going through the double checking to see if that thing had an impact on anything else, and apparently that shorts across two of these settings depending on whether you are in the shortwave 1 or shortwave 2. It doesn't have an impact on anything on AM that I can see, at least from the way the switch operates. So I decided to go ahead and put that in there just in case, because I didn't want to have to do it later. Right now was a good opportunity to get in there with my soldering gun and get it installed. So that is the update that I wanted to bring you up to date on before I moved on to other things. Now, we're going to start with the bass and the treble controls and the control wiring for those, and the E-caps. I already went ahead and installed the canister caps in 18 and 19. 18 is a 4.5 at 450. 19 is a, what was it there, a 16 at 450. I've got another one over here that's going to be 20, that's going to go over here on the rectum fire tube. That's going to be a 16 at 450. We'll get to that one later. But we got these installed in there. We went ahead and put the gray wires from each of the tonal sides to the B minus, and we got a pigtail there hooked in that's going to eventually go to the low end of the volume control when it goes in there. These other two are going to go to the volume control, center tap, and the high side. when those go in there. So right now I've got these figured out and ran to wherever they needed to get to, and I've trimmed them off and exposed the tips. So we're going to hook those up. So let me get this thing in a stirrup and I'll show you what we're going to do. Alright, hopefully I got enough light on everything so everybody can see what we're doing here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on this end of that terminal strip and work our way to the south end. We're going to have a brown, an orange, a blue, this white shielded line, a yellow, and a red. So the first one is going to be a brown. So we will take the brown. Boy, it doesn't matter where in the hell I put the camera, it's always, my hands are always going to be in the way. Jeez. Yeah, no justice under the system. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get that onto there. Now we're going to have a 350 picofarad mica on that lug also, and the next lug we're going to have 150 pico on that lug, sharing that orange wire. So we're going to go ahead and stick those two on there already. The blue is the next wire to go on. There will be no sharing on that one. Everything is already connected to it, and we can go ahead and lock that one in. All right, there is that. Now, when you dress your wires in here, keep them down and low, because you got a switch that goes in here and a control. Not only that, you got your dial string that's got to come through there, and you don't want it rubbing against all the bristly wires and everything. So now we've got that side of it done. The next one in the line is going to be the white, and the white is already there, so we don't have to dink with that. The next one was yellow, and we're going to put that one get over here. and then the red. I always like keeping wires and other components flush with the chassis. Eliminates any crossing of signals. Okay, so now we got that. We can get we got a couple of resistors that's got to go back on there. And on the yellow is a 47K, and on the red is a 68K. Here is the 47K that was originally in there. And we got them smoothed out. I'm going to put a little jacketing on each of these leads. Gonna have to get a little bit more room there for crimping. $47K goes on the yellow lug. And excuse my little hand in the way there. We can go ahead and solidify this deal. Okay, there's that one. And now we got the a 68K that goes on the red lug. So let's get a little bit of stuff on that. And we can lock that one down. There we go. Now we got the green. It goes on one of the taps on the volume control. That shares the tap with that green, and this one here goes to the other tap on the volume control. So now we got all of the main wires hooked up. Now we just need to get the control mounted. So let me dig it out and we'll be back. Okay, somebody had asked me about the color coding on the domino capacitors, and I went through this on a prior video. It's been a while, I don't remember which one it was, but you can see most of ours are this type: 3-dot RMA, EIA, EIEIO, 500 volt rating with 20% tolerance, and the capacitance is in picofarads. Okay, so you got 3 dots. Use color code chart 1. Read left to right in arrow direction. There's a little arrow right through all 3 of those with a little pointy thingy on one end. A, B, C in that order. First significant figure, second significant figure, and a multiplier. If there's a 4th dot in the upper left corner, it indicates tolerance. Illustrated there is a 5,000 picofarad. Green, black, red. Use chart 1 right there. Same as your resistor colors. Okay? If you know your resistor colors, you'll be able to read that without having to refer to a chart. So, now that we know that, let's come over here and look at ours. Okay, America Freaka Fracas. Get my stick figure here. That is orange, green, brown. Orange is, if you remember, is 3. Green is 5. 1. 0. Yeah. So that's a 350 pico. We got a brown, a green, and a brown. 150 pico. The same thing here, 150 pico. So that's how you can tell. It's the same thing. If you know your resistor color code, you can do it with these. Now, the other ones have got a bunch of things that really look like dominoes. Well, you're going to have to look at your chart, and you can get that. You can Google that and get it off of Google search. There'll be a bunch of different charts that you could be able to download, and I just happened to pick that one right there because it covered an array of items that I might encounter with these radios. So, that being said and covered, thanks for that question. Whoever it was, I don't remember who it was, but that's how you identify those. Okay, let me get these here are going to be a little short. This one here and that one there went on the volume control. Right here and right there. So, I mean, they didn't leave any fudge factor when they installed those those two. So I'm going to put some fresh ones in there. And this one here came out a little short also. So I'm not gonna dink with a scabbing on an extra lead on one end or the other in order to use it. I'm just going to go with a fresh one. These here, you won't have to worry too much about the tolerances on these. These are tone. These are for the tonal qualities. So don't worry about them being on. I'm not even going to bother checking them to see what values they are. A lot of people say they don't vary that much, but they do vary, but not by much. And if you get one that's 160 picofarad, well, hey, 150 picofarad or 100. I got 151s for these, and I got 330s for these. So it's not going to make a difference. Now, if you were in the oscillator circuit, you better be getting them tight. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Let me bag some, and we'll be back. All right, I think we're ready for prime time here. I went through, double checked this volume control switch, and just remove that out of there for right now. I got me three fresh mica caps. We got a 151 here and a 370 there. Didn't have any more 330s. Put a 370 in there. It's not going to matter. It might change the tonal quality slightly in the higher pitch. And then we got a new 151 here. So now we can go ahead. The only thing we've left to install onto this here is what's on here now. One of the 47K resistor will go to this lug. That is a tap, and that is a tap. The 68K will go to this one along with this green wire. This gray wire to B minus will go down here on the bottom low level of the audio control. This 9 capacitor here will go to the center tap, and this 8 capacitor will go to the top end or the high side of the volume control. I think what we're going to do is we're also going to put a pigtail onto here that is going to go for auxiliary input. I think we'll include that onto here. I think I did it on the last one. I'm not sure. But a couple of 529s have had those on there, and we've kept them intact. I'm going to include one on this one. So the brass barrel that's for the dial string, you can go ahead and either elect to keep it off while you put this into there, or you can put it on. If you keep it off and you put this onto there, you'll have to remove this clip in order to slide the barrel on it through the front, and then put your clip on it on the back. We're going to go ahead and elect to attempt to do it this way, so we don't have to do that later. So rotate these so that they're up, and get it started in the opening, and jiggle it in there until she goes and seats in. And now you can rotate it over into position. Let's see. before you do that and lock it down, rotate it up like a so, and get this gray B minus to this lug here that it's got it. Come on. There we go. Now we can lock that one down. And there we are. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt for this gray wire to be a little excess. The only thing is whenever you get it, when you get your control rotated around to where it needs to go, just take note that, keep it in mind that this wire needs to be dressed back to keep it out of the track of the dial string. So now we can go ahead and put the front hardware on it here and there. So excuse me while my hand's going to be in the way no matter which way I go. So we'll put that on there like that. We'll go on there like so. We'll squeeze the spring down. Now, there's probably a dozen different ways you could do that and everything. I like to keep the spring opening in the bottom part of the shaft, because that way, later I'm going to put a little lubricant on that so it will help to alleviate any problems later on down the line, and the fact that when dust settles down, it doesn't collect in that V groove, in this V groove of the thing, packing up that goop and making it stickier than crap. So now the only thing is making sure that your holes do line up properly. Yeah. Okay, and then we can take and put these hopefully we could put these into here. I am all thumbs today. There's that one. There we go. There we go. Yeah, am I back in frame there? Okay. Okay, so we're positioned in. Now all we got to do is tie everything off. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get this side tied off, and this $47K is going to tie to this lower one. We'll put that in there. I think what we're going to do is put a short little sleevey on that thing to keep it from pulling a no-no against this metal clip here on the body of the volume control. And now this here can go now. We can lock those two in. You're not going to be able to see me do the other one, but you might be able to see this one. Okay, that side of the volume control is complete. So now we got to lock these two off. The 150 goes to the orange and the 350 goes to the brown. Let's take that excess off of there. The 350, yeah. The 350, excuse me while I contemplate what the heck I'm doing here. Okay, there's that one. Let's get this 350 back in there. Okay. So now we can lock those in. Let me get that orange one a little bit more. Yeah, I had my tongue in the right spot for that one. Okay. There's that. Now, this number 9 will go to the center tap of the volume control. Just put a jacket on it, and we will snake its way in there. Okay, there's that. Now you want to dress these two caps pretty much down and out of the way, because we have this push button assembly that's got to go in here, and it takes up whatever excess room is here. I mean, there is still a little bit of gaposis there. So, I mean, it's not like it has to be flush to the chassis, but it at least needs to be. It at least has to be able to flex a little bit, so that if in case it does come into contact, it will just gently keep it back out of the way. So what we want to do with this is do this pretty much as a way of that, and we'll put that down in there like that. We'll come through there that way like that. There we go. Now you see why I recommend PTFE tubing, because for one thing, you can hit it with a hot soldering iron and you're not going to disturb its structure, and it's going to save you a bunch of your bohunkus and really tight close quarters situations such as this. So now guess what? That volume control is complete, at least as far as factory stuff is concerned. We're going to do the auxiliary input before we start closing up everything else on this thing. We're going to find out first if the stinking thing works. I'm not going to worry too much about the tone controls on this one again, like I did the last one, at least as far as a checkout is concerned. But I still need to get the Dugger Geeka-Fricka-Frackus thing, the power transformer, in there. I got to get this connected up too, so we might as well. Yeah, right in the shadows. Right in the shadows. So that's going to go over to there. I'm going to have to squeeze that up a little bit, Gonna have to squeeze it up a little bit more. Let's see. Excuse me while I persuade this wire. Yeah, we're gonna have to see what we get to see. Let's get this here prepped up a little bit. That's it. We'll just that wire back over that way because we got a tube and a shield that's got to go on there. So there's that. So let me dig out the power transformer and get it prepped in, and we'll be back. Okay, we got the power transformer back on the chassis, and we're going to get these connections hooked up here. This one here is just a bond wire. That's, I guess, to your case. On your case, it goes to chassis ground. These two blacks over here, they're supposed to be black. That one is black. That one there looks brown, but it's kind of brownish black. Those are your 120 volt leads. One hot, one cold. This one side of this thick ass wire right here is your 6 volt supply for your tubes. One goes to, I believe it's pin 2, and the other one goes to pin 7 on the rectifier tube. Now, this yellowish kind of, I think it's red with, it's supposed to be red with a yellow hash. That is your center tap of your high voltage. That goes right here where these two resistors join on this side of the terminal strip. And then this one here is a red lead, and this one here is a red lead. Although after 70 years it might not look red, but it kind of hints of red. One end is going to be one side of your high voltage, and the other one is going to be the other side of the high voltage. One side will hook to pin 3 of the rectifier tube, and the other one will hook to pin 5 of the rectifier tube. So, and then what we're going to do is get number 20 ECAP in across here. It'll go across the center tap at that point, and pin 8 of the rectifier tube over here. So we'll get that in after we get all this other stuff in, and I didn't want to block myself out. So let me go ahead and get this thing well, now that I've told you, I don't need to show you. So let me get this done and we'll be back. Okay then, there we are. Managed getting the rest of this tidied up. Getting the new cord installed. Fuse installed. X safety cap, across the line safety cap. This is in there in the configuration where when the unit is turned off, there is no power going through it. We got the number 20 in. I believe we covered that on the last one. But if not, it's covered. We even went so far as to put the push button assembly in there because we're going to test that thing out too. Now, I don't think there'll be a problem with no tone controls, although it might be the sound might be a little diminished to a degree. I don't know. Let's get there. I even got a dowstring on it. You can't believe that. So let's move this back over there. There we are. Mamacita. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try and get this thing into a situation where we can do a test on it and see whether or not it's going to explode. But I doubt it. But you never know with me. So stand by, let me get the things checked out and everything else bundled up, and we'll be back. Okay, we got all the tubes in, and we got my meter hooked to it. We're going to check it on pin 8 of the rectifier tube. It's supposed to read, let's see, I think it was 330 volts thereabouts. We got it hooked in on the dumb boys. We're going to bring it up on the 100 water. I still yet to do something with this antenna, but it worked before, so it should still be working. We're going to have to clean it up and everything. We got to still clean up the speaker too. But we'd already checked the tubes when we made our initial checkout, and so we're going to bring it up on the in the automatic setting, and let's make sure that we are fully closed. Okay, we are already on. So that way I can flip that switch faster than I can turning that down. Let's see what we get. Got a little faint glow on the tube, 26, 230, 220. We're climbing. No, we're not. We're dropping. It's coming back down, coming back down, coming back down. We're up to 340. We're getting the response from the speaker. The bulb is coming up a little brighter. 350. What are we at? 272. And we're getting throbbing from the speaker. That's because of my halogens. And I got these on, and I got the triple threat behind me. So let me turn off the halogens. That got rid of that, so we can go until we get more interference from these. So we're on the push button. So let's see if we get. We're getting the right sound out of it. They need to be adjusted though. So let's kick it over to the broadcast. We are still at, let me reset my thing is 272 still, 350. We're getting some throbbing from the speaker. Let's go up. We're getting something. Well, we are getting what we should be getting in dead spot. There is my CFLs.
Investment representatives and pre-solar air services.
I believe that's our ESPN affiliate out of Prescott Valley.
46 today in Flagstaff, 51 in Sedona, 52 in Prescott. 6. Tax relief advocates. Real solutions.
You're
tuned in to Mellow Mouse Radio.
No, wait a minute.
I'm Adam Go. And I'm Ted Go.
Oh, this is our... That one there is our ESPN. The other one must be the image of our local station, because it usually comes in right before that does.
Aren't you a little old for that, Adam? No, Ted. I'm talking about...
More CFL. I think that's our talk radio out of Prescott Valley.
Fitness room. Wickenburg has long been recognized as one of the best retirement communities in Arizona and even the nation. Rustic retirement living for the young at heart. Schedule
That is way up the top. That's got to be our local station.
That's 928-684-5925. Find them
So,
at rusticranchseniorliving.com.
It's coming through. It just needs to be adjusted. So let's try the shortwave 1 or the police band and see if we get any noise on it. Well, we're getting airplane noise, that's for sure. Okay, just as I... Okay, that is our local on 1.6 megahertz on the low end of the police band. Let's go to the shortwave 2, go up. Okay, now, so let me clip. Let me clip on my long wire and see if we get any kind of squeaking out of it. Some ham. Now keep in mind I've got that long wire hooked onto my shorting bar, and normally what you would do is you would remove the shorting bar and put your external antenna onto a lug, and that would, so I'm shortcutting it here. We're getting a lot more response. Of course, when that antenna gets restructured, it's going to improve.
Los 19 religiosos católicos
Yeah. Okay. And down in the low part of the dial, we should be all right. Let's see if we get. Let's turn that culprit off of there. Let me find my adjusting tool, and we will go on here and everything works. All we need is adjustments on it now. So anyway, we better back out of here real quick, because this is going to be one massive video. So it's a good thing I did it all in 30 frames at 1080. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And so even a bad one, I'll accept those. So we'll talk to you on the next video.